Alright, hey everybody, I'm coming to you today from Big Red. Got the first load on him, and we're going to see if we can't ease on down the road here, get on down to SAWMILL. I'm leaving Mr. David Preston's place, and we're going to go through Manchester, Tennessee, and on down to Huntland and Thompson Hardwood. Pretty good little haul, it's about 60 miles. Got my chains in and my binders and all that good mess. This is kind of a dangerous place. Y'all can't see it, but there's a curve right here, and I don't want to get out here and get in nobody's way. Missed that one, y'all had to forgive me. I was trying to pay too much attention to the vehicle coming and not enough to my driving. Since this is the first load on the old boy, I want to kind of take my time. Kind of take it easy going down through here. There's a few little curves and hills and all that mess down. We're in Beach Grove, Tennessee. So there's quite a few little hills and all that good mess down through here. Stable it's going to be before I try to pick up any speed. So far it's handling it pretty good. Get used to shifting it with a load on his back. It's just a little bit different. I had to get Savannah to bring me up here. And thank you, Savannah, by the way, if you're watching. She gave me a ride up here, y'all. She just got her driver's license last week. She's enjoying her new freedom, being able to get out and go on her own, you know. Pretty cool. speed's real nice because it gives you so many gears to choose from, so many speeds. Pretty nice going uphill and downhill and whatnot. Real nice to find a gear that suits it, you know. We're going to be kind of late getting to the sawmill today. I had to wait on my chain hooks to get here. I had a couple of you asked me about why couldn't I just use old red chains, and I could have. The only thing is he didn't have but 2 chains, and I needed 4. And I've got old red up on the other job at Terry Preston's, and I kind of needed them chains up there. And it didn't hurt old red to sit, or big red to sit here at David's place for a little while, so that's kind of why I done it. I wasn't in that big a hurry. We was, you know, we've got wood moving now up at Terry's. We'll be set up next week up there to start hauling off of his place. So we're in pretty good shape. Pushing too hard, getting up these hills. Just kind of let it take its time. We're fixing to jump on the interstate here, I-24, right here at Manchester. I'm going to pick Skylar up in Manchester. He wanted to ride down to the sawmill with us. So y'all get to see him in just a minute. We'll cruise on down there. Well, y'all, we got Skylar in the truck with us now. See, can't we get on down there toward Huntley? 2,500 board feet on the back, and I'm running 67, 68 mile an hour comfortably. I mean, you know, just doing it comfortably. That's what I like. I don't want to push the old truck too hard. We got to run down the interstate from Manchester down to Pelham, Tennessee, which ain't very far. I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. And then we're going to get on the 4-lane on Highway 64. That'll take us from the interstate here at Pelham all the way down to Huntley. So it's 4-lane the whole way. We won't have to go through town or nothing like that. It's pretty nice. And being able to jump out here on the interstate, you know, and run interstate speed, pretty nice. Plus, I got cruise control, radio. I mean, I can listen to some tunes, you know, while I'm headed down the road. That's pretty nice. Air conditioning, man. It's cool out today. We've had some cool weather here lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's been nice. But if it's going to turn off hot again before it gets cold weather. And when it does, I got air to keep it cool. That's pretty nice. Pick up faster compared to like when you're moving loaded. Your ground speed don't go as fast, so you kind of have to shift just a little bit slower. It ain't too much different though. I just kind of got to get a feel for it. So far so good though. Main thing is we want to be safe and we want to be easy with the truck. That's the main thing. This much weight on us, it takes a lot more room to stop, you know, so you gotta keep your distance between other vehicles and all that mess. Of course, I would say the brakes on this thing is probably, even with this big of a load on it, is probably better than old Red is anyhow. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say probably even old Red unloaded. Old Red it had pretty good brakes, but not the best.
More rubber on the ground makes a big difference, don't it?
Yeah.
More brakes, more rubber. That's kind of one reason why I chose going the pump trailer route versus just a straight tri-axle. I'm probably going to turn this truck into a tri-axle eventually. And there will be times when I use it as an intended tri-axle, just hauling a tri-axle load, which would be 3,000 feet or so, 3,200, be about right for a tri-axle. We got a lot of DOT in our area. In fact, we just passed the scales on the, what'd that be, that's westbound side.
Westbound side.
Yeah. There's a set of scales right over on the westbound side that we don't have any on the eastbound. But we got a lot of DOT in our area, so we have to kind of be careful about our weight. And two, y'all, I mean, I don't want to tear my truck up. I didn't spend all this time working on this truck and saving up to buy it, you know, saving up money and spending all that time building this bed and everything just to tear it plumb up from loading it too heavy, if you know what I mean. But that's kind of one reason why I chose the pup trailer route, because I can get more weight total combined. You know, we'll be able to gross 80,000, and here with farm tags, we can actually go 10% over, which would be 88,000. And with the truck and pup trailer combined, I can get 4,000 feet pretty easy. Now, sometimes if I can't get the pup trailer in for some reason or other, you know, I could just take it loose, and if I had a tri-axle, a dead axle under the back, we could just use it as a tri-axle truck. And instead of hauling 2,500 like we are today, 2,250 to 2,500, that would be a good load for a tandem. Then we could bump it up to 3,000, 3,200. So you gain a little bit more doing it that way. And then if you add the pump trailer, you gain a little bit more. And you got more axles on the ground, more brakes, more tires. It's more to keep up, but it definitely give you more braking power, don't it?
Yeah.
You spread that weight out over a bigger distance too. Hey y'all, we're fixing to get off the interstate right here, Pelham. Though y'all local people will know where we're at. But we're going to get off the interstate right here, get on Highway 64. That'll carry us through Deckard, Winchester, and right on down to Huntley. Loaded super heavy. I mean, not for this transmission and truck combo. So I don't always use all the gears. I'll skip a gear every now and then. It depends on if I'm going a little bit uphill or a little bit downhill, whatnot. Now, y'all, I wish we had a little bit better light. Starting to get dark. We're running kind of late today. But I did want to bring y'all along on the first load. I know a lot of you has kind of been looking forward to this day. You know, we're just cruising down the 4-lane, down Highway 64, fat, dumb, and happy. It drives good. Everything's still looking good. 65 mile an hour ain't no problem. You know, going up these little hills ain't no problem. Everything's looking good as far as I can tell. We're fixing to turn right up here in a minute to go into Huntley to the SAWMILL. We're going to be getting off the 4-lane, turning on to, I think it's Highway 122. blue lights, my heart jumped a beat. Like, what in the world are we doing? We ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell y'all about coming down here to Huntland, y'all, they got signs posted out here on the road prohibiting the use of compression brakes or jake brake. They don't want you using jake brakes right here in town. And there's a lot of houses right here, you know, especially us coming in kind of late at night. You know, it's 7 o'clock right now. And we're going to respect people, you know, we ain't going to use a jake brake. These small towns like this, these city cops, they monitor things pretty doggone good. Truck does a real good job of handling a load. The driver might be questionable. I still got to learn to drive this thing. I can do it pretty good empty. Still kind of learning ground speeds and all that good mess loaded. Just takes a little getting used to. We're getting along all right though. We're fixing to pull in here at the sawmill now. First thing we're going to do is get weighed in. Then we'll go out here on the yard and get unloaded, and then we'll weigh coming back out. What we have to do. Ain't gonna tear nothing up. Well, we're real close, Skylar.
Yeah.
61,400. 500, something like that. That's going to put us about where we thought we was going to be.
Yeah.
We're a little bit over, but not terrible. All right, let's go in there and get our tickets.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do, but it worked on the front one, it didn't work on the back one.
Yeah.
They got him a one that time. I think he's gonna like them bigger stands.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he can get in there a lot better. I think if I remember right, we put them on 7.5 foot.
Yeah.
And I believe the forks on that loader, I think they're like 6 to the outside. Skylar. We had a good time coming down here and getting these logs off. I think it's a lot easier on Tim, unloading the truck. I've still got to improve my part on driving it with a load on it, getting used to it and all that matters. So y'all don't be too hard on me. But anyway, it's a lot better. Being able to come down, handle the bigger loads, highway speeds, handling everything about it is great. I'm really happy. I'm proud with the way the bed's doing. Everything about it I like it. So look, I thank y'all for hanging out, going on this first trip with us. And as always, I'm going to put my email up here on the screen. If you need me, holler at me. I'd be glad to talk to you. And as always, I'm going to be praying for you, each and every one of you. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.